I know this is a very important conversation, but I'm thrown by their costume choices. The blousy material on her chest makes me think Texas plantation, but the blousy stuff on her sleeves makes me think magician's assistant. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, that's still a hamper, and we are back with the third episode of Macross 2. We've gotten over the hump of numbers matching the numbers.
Yeah.
Well, Macross 2, episode 2 would be 22, and as we all know, 1 minus 1 plus 2 equals 2. Therefore, Da Vinci was right, and Hitler was clearly going to end the world. So that's why Orson Welles went back in time as the H.G. Wells time machine to kill Hitler as a baby. But unfortunately, time was about to destroy itself due to paradox, so Orson Welles became Hitler on his diet program. What was his name? God, you know history. What was his name? He did the exercise program. He died a couple of years ago.
Kellogg? No.
No, sorry. You're thinking...
Jack LaLanne?
No, you're thinking about the third time we went back. I'm talking about the second time. He was famous for wearing a red shirt. Very happy guy. Big poofy hair.
Yeah. No, the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole exorcist.
The second time that Orson Welles traveled through time to lose weight so that he could then pretend to be Hitler after he took classes from the great dictator.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, after he broke you out of prison for killing all those kids in that detective mystery that you weren't able to solve.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. How the hell we do that?
Yeah, I don't know how you could forget, because after that is when he brought you back to the present to then do reactions with me. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. All those series. Very interesting.
Then he went back and did a commercial for peas and died. Then that's when he dropped off H.G. Wells to actually do the voiceover for the Transformers movie.
Wasn't that Orson Welles?
No. You're not following the history that I've laid out for you. Orson Welles, who had to pretend to be Hitler after he did the diet program, after he took H.G. Wells' time machine, but then H.G. Wells had to go and do the voiceover for Transformers because Orson Welles was busy dying after he did the Peas commercial, so he didn't have time to do the Transformers voiceover for
Omnicron, yeah.
Yeah, and that inspired him to then go on to write the time machine, which he did obviously after he invented the time machine, because of course.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why this is so hard for you to follow.
It's as clear as day.
I mean, it is. It's in all the history books.
Of course. Yes.
Thank God we got to that Texas repository for all those books. Had to, shoot a president to get in, but
As you do.
Yeah. But, there was that guy there who gave me the history book, so.
And the giant robot. Don't forget the giant robot.
Well, I mean, it was my clone size, so it was very easy to carry around. Yeah. And that's how I became the CEO of Micro Machines.
Yes. Now, in the present timeline, we have a show to discuss. So let's get into it.
Again, that's why H.G. Wells brought you back to 2 years ago to be here for the reactions that we do.
Exactly.
Actually, he brought you back 4 years ago so you could then suggest to me and Griffin that we watch Macross Zero at some point, then laying the groundwork for you to then come into the reactions 2 years later.
If you wanted to know the whole backstory and lore of the show, there you have it. If you're still awake.
Well, I would hope so, because otherwise I would have slept with the fact that you killed a bunch of kids.
It's not. That's actually not canon. But anyway,
I think it is canon. We started with a long time ago. You seem to want to be the one who determines what is and what isn't canon, and you always try to get rid of the fun stuff.
Yeah, the fun stuff has me murdering children. Yeah, that's the fun stuff.
Well, I'm glad that you're now on record for saying that. I'm going to make that a voice clip for later. You don't get to you didn't say it sarcastically. You laughed. You laughed and said it maniacally, which is going to look great on the court records later.
I gotta laugh
You
because it's
can't
just stupid. It's just
You can't do that Mass Effect race thing where you just say sarcastically at the end and magically transform it all to be sarcastic.
yeah. I am part Elcor, that's for sure.
I mean, it's got to be the easiest way to sleep with your friend's wife. Sleep with your wife. Friendly ribbing? He said friendly ribbing.
Just say whatever will save your ass. Yeah, yeah.
So, what do you have to say about last episode?
Good episode. I like the whole thing with the culture park. I think they're trying a bit too hard to make the romantic triangle happen, but I don't see from this point it happening because clearly Hibiki's focus is entirely on Ishtar. You know, he's like Ishtar, 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 and it's like, oh yeah, you're here. Okay, fine. It kind of reminds you of Delta, like, oh hey, it's Hayate and Freya. Hayate is Freya, Freya, Freya. Oh right, you're there. Okay, cool. You know, it gives me the same vibe. Like, oh yeah, there's this other person.
I would
Whatever.
argue
Yeah,
that
sure.
I don't think they're trying too hard from the aspect of I don't think they've done anything for it. I mean, I've laid out there that I think the romantic triangle is happening only because literally we've thrown the ace pilot on top of him at some point, and now she's actively trying to protect him. She's actively involved in the story that's
Carrying
going
him
on.
around while he's wounded, like
Right. Well,
she's the one that carries him.
it's also, it wouldn't be Macross without a love triangle, even though it seems as though the creator has specifically said he's tired of love triangles and thus killed the winner of a love triangle in their last work. Although, you know, that's in the future, possibly not tired of it yet. But the point is, It's just a staple of Macross. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's happening. And now we have main guy with two main women. So it seems like
I do like. No, I was going to say this, and you're not going to be surprised because it already has happened. But the reverse. This was also the first time where the main guy is not a fighter pilot, right? Not the soldier. He can fly fighters, but he's not. He's a reporter. Later on, we get Basara, who is guitarist in space. You know, but everyone else
I'm
before
gonna
or
check your
after, like, oh,
background.
we're
I think
fighter
you just
pilot.
had a cat or something.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's
I
a
was just
fighter
also
pilot.
laughing because I do tend to not be surprised by stuff I already know.
Yeah. But it would have been surprised if we had watched it in chronological, watching it in.
If we had watched it in chronological order, which, by the way, we have been, Macross 2 is still in the future of Macross Delta.
No, I'm talking about, no, not chrono. I was wrong.
Do you mean release order?
And exactly. If we watch in released order, then you would have been surprised. Like, oh, man,
I don't
this
think
guy's
I would have
not
been.
a fighter.
The element here, I don't mean just like to be pedantic or anything. The element here, why I wouldn't be surprised, is because this would be after Do You Remember Love, right? Which is like the only introduction of any change in the story, which doesn't actually, like, Hikaru goes from circus performer to fighter pilot and to just being a fighter pilot in the movie from the get-go, which isn't that huge of a change. It's still, we just cut off the beginning. And then going into Macross 2, which is just a different guy, right? We don't have an established couple of shows and then, oh, we did something weird here. This would just be the second thing, and I don't think I would be surprised that a new story has just a new character with a different life.
No.
Again, so yeah, it would be surprising if we went Macross 0, fighter pilot, SDF Macross, fighter pilot, and then say Macross 2, you know, reporter who just happens to also be a pilot.
That's a license to fly Valkyrie.
Because also that would be the first. That would also be like the first show where we wouldn't have Roy, right?
Yeah.
Because Roy is somewhat of a main character in Macross 0, secondary to main character in SDF Macross, and then here we just have. I keep wanting to call her Chris. I don't even think that's her name.
No.
I think it's a C name.
Yeah.
I might have the element of the animation style just reminds me of War in the Pocket so much. I'm just thinking of Chris or Christine.
Yeah. Although I would say that War in the Pocket had, I guess, a better budget than this because the animation is more sharper in War in the Pocket.
I would actually say that this is a sharper animation. I would say that War in the Pocket feels like a similar animation from past, but with more of a budget. If that makes any sense. Say 1988, right? 1988 budget. No, sorry, let me start again. Say 1988 animation with a much larger budget so that they can make it look like it's early 90s, right? We're going to do what we think the 90s are going to do. We had a conversation about this in More in the Pocket, I believe, too. How sometimes the best animation from the end of a generation can look like the next generations. That
it's setting the trend. It's setting the trend.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that War in the Pocket kind of felt maybe you said sharp, or maybe sharp's not the word I meant to focus on. Fluid. This feels more fluid while being the same art style, whereas War in the Pocket didn't feel as fluid. So it feels like War in the Pocket is like an early version of this kind of animation style, whereas this is, I'm not going to say the perfected version, but it feels more modern version of the same art style. It moves more fluidly. The characters don't, I'm not going to say jerk around, but it feels like there's more frames between their movement.
Yeah, but at the same time, like textures and stuff like that, it's significantly poorer.
I'm disagreeing with that. But then again, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on this. I have a hard time telling the difference between 60 FPS and 4K, right? So I'm not going to say I have a good eyesight for movement or the specifics of pixel density is what I meant to say. For me, this looks smoother and cleaner than War in the Pocket. War in the Pocket seemed to me to have a older quality to it that even seems older in respect to Macross 2. That's why I'm saying it feels like a similar thing with a higher budget but made older.
Also, the special effect shots like any weapons firing and explosions and stuff like that, they were probably better done in
War in the Pocket. Yeah, I would agree on that. But then again, I was watching the big old light explosions happen in, what was it, episode 1 of Macross 2, and I was thinking, man, really makes those gas puffs of Legend of the Galactic Heroes look shit.
Yeah.
But then again, that's what, 10-year difference between the two. I think. I could be wrong. Either way, the Legend of the Galactic Heroes gas puffs is, like, bad.
Oh, without anything else, I think it's time to get into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Well, now my brain has gone from dynamite to rhythm emotion for some reason. I don't know. My brain's just going through anime openings, I guess.
Going through the Rolodex. Or the iTunes?
I've never had iTunes, so that's not going to be it.
You know, iPod? You never had the iPod?
No, I've had a Rolodex, though. So, amongst things that I have had, I've had the little rolly thing where I put little index notes on to keep track of things. I've never had an iPod or an iTunes account.
The whole thing about the iPod was the whole circle controller. You went like this, which was pretty unique. It took a while to get used to.
I worked at Target when they came out, so I had been in the electronics section.
Yeah, I love that controller. I know that they're not making it anymore. It's a shame.
Well, as I've indicated, also I don't have a cell phone, and the only cell phone I ever had was I almost said an IKEA. I had an IKEA cell phone. Well, I probably meant to me it was Nokia, where the only game on there was Snake.
Snake, yeah.
No one to call, just walking down the road playing Snake. To be fair, I didn't even get a Game Boy until well after the lifespan of the Game Boy. I think I had one just to own
system. One. Yeah.
Well, I owned a NES.
Something I would.
I owned a NES and a Super Nintendo, so.
I want to pick up an Xbox. I have an Xbox original somewhere, but it doesn't work. Look at the city has like the ships included into it.
You see how shitty it looks by comparison to Plus? And also, the fact that the ships are built into it just reinforcing my point about it being in development still. Which Mars battle? The Mars battle from 80 years ago, or a newer one?
Oh, this one, the opening battle. That's
No,
what they're
that took
talking
place.
about.
Well, the fleet jumped in at Jupiter, but they formed a fleet around Mars. The line at Mars. There's no indication of where that was actually happening.
Also, one way to save on the budget is to just give us a you know. That doesn't look like a minor.
Yeah, it's a head's wrapped up, can't see the other arm,
Nuns.
breathing on a rebreathe. That's not the same green-haired girl. I wonder if the green-haired girl from Macross 7 was supposed to be a reference to the green-haired girl from the start of this.
By going to the moon.
取材も兼ねて行ってみるか。でもその前に君が何者なのか教えてくれないか？
Well, I just destroyed my bracelet, so...
あの船に行けばきっと何かがわかる。あそこでお話しします。
あんな大昔の戦艦なんかに何があるんだ？
I mean, that's also gotta be a change of some sort. Some sort of Zentradi connection to the Macross ship. When before it was... Well, no, it was Supervision Army ship.
The Supervision Army, yeah.
Who were fighting the Zentradi, but this one's referring to it as the Alice. But I don't know if they're referring to it as... Yeah, but they're referring to it as the organization or the name of the ship. Oh, I'm glad you got off of the plantation.
That's a big table for them to be, between the two of them. They're gonna have a like 10-course meal or something.
Well, the problem is that Sylvie really steals your fries. She said she doesn't want any, but she always takes some of yours.
それこそ地球なんか守り抜けやしない。
確かにそうかもしれない。
シルビー、今は二人だけの時を楽しもう。
サインしていただけますか？私、お二人のファンなんです。
いいよ。シルビー。君一人が思い込むこともないさ。気分を変えてこれからドライブにでも誘いたいんだが。
I think everyone just forgot what the word medicinal meant. As for our conversation from Gundam Wing.
わかった。じゃあ次で。
He was a gentleman. It's like he invited her to basically have a coffee break with him. But she's like, yeah, and I don't want to. Like, okay.
I don't know.
I get
He's giving evil guy vibes. You don't look like that. Have that little hair thing going down and like that. That turned out to be an enemy later. There are helmet laws.
Apparently not. I mean, he does have a helmet, but
She doesn't.
yeah.
Wow, this bar will stop people.
It's a number 3 elevator.
ちゃんと動くんだな。すぐそこのカルチャーパークの向こうは僕ら。
Data doesn't think.
そしてその向こうが統合軍。
What, the UN Spacey headquarters?
No, that is beautiful.
What? think they were talking about the
That's it.
SDF Macross itself.
I'm talking about that city. That's what she was talking about.
Don't know. Yeah, it's not even finished being built yet. This is the room where Global shot himself in the head. He better bump his head on the doorway going through. Or else this is not an SDF
this is-
Macross video.
This is very much the bridge from the movie.
大丈夫こんなことならライト持ってくるんだった
How hard, how fast were you moving to bump into that chair that really hurt you? Also, not for nothing, this isn't the original control system of the SDF Macross. We rebuilt that.
大丈夫かイシタルコンソールのスイッチに触れたみたいだイシタル君は
And then, what, hit it again when she fell
私
down?
はエミュレーターマルドゥークを勝利に導く歌巫女
マルドゥーク君はメルトランじゃないのか
私たちマルドゥーク人は戦いの民族遥か昔から宇宙をさまよい遭遇したい文明をすべて滅ぼしてきましたその戦いにゼントラーディを利用するため私たちエミュレーターがいるのです
君がゼントランを戦わせてるっていうのか
そうです
So you don't destroy all alien civilizations then. You kept the Zentradi.
But that's right, it can be cloned, so.
戦いのためのみにあるのです
戦いのためだけ
でもこの星に来ていろいろな歌があることを知りましただから
To annoy people on the
そのこ
street?
とをもっと知りたくてここに来ればあの女の人が言っていた恋の歌のこともわかるだろうって
女の人マッシュのこと
この船はアルスの船なのです
アルスの船
私たちに伝わる伝説の船ですマルドゥークを導くパワーを秘めているのです
このマクロスが
You mean the ship that was booby-trapped to shoot at the Zentradi? Which also would shoot at you because the Zentradi are with you too.
わからないでもそう感じるのですそしてもしこれがアルスの船なら
シルビー
呆れたものねその子は渡してもらうわ
イシタルは軍には渡さない
今戦ってるのはゼントラーディなんかじゃないそれを操るマルドゥークその子は敵よただのスクープのネタと一緒にしないで
軍に渡せば情報は操作されるイシタルの存在もマルドゥークの存在もデニスが取った記録ディスクのように
I know this is a very important conversation, but I'm thrown by their costume choices.
考えだって
The blousy material on her chest makes me think Texas plantation, but the blousy stuff on her sleeves makes me think magician's assistant. And then I look at him and it's like, what does the metal plate on his neck piece do for him?
それならあなたはその子をどうするつもりなの
それは確かに初めは特ダネ目当てだったけど今は違うもっと別の何かがつかめそうな気がするんだ
私は自分の意志でここに残ったのですだから響きを責めないで
Honestly, first I was just trying to get her out of my bed and show her the world. Now I'm just trying to get her back into that bed.
それを見届けなきゃならないんだジャーナリストの端くれとしてシルビーイシタルは軍だけには渡せない
I won't let just the military have Ishtar. What the fuck does that mean?
でも次に会った時は腕をへし折ってでも連行するから
シルビーありがとう
To be fair, you're an ace pilot. I don't think you're like a marine. Not that I'm saying
Oh,
he's
that's
pretty.
a massive,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was like the back corner of the screen.
yeah, massive plume. Like anything behind him is dead. You know. Oh, I get it's an Earth 2. Now that makes more sense. Earth 2 to orbit or moon rocket, right?
Yeah, I don't think you'd be comfortably falling asleep with that kind of G's pushing against you, though.
About 3 Gs.
Yeah, 3 times gravity. I think it's going to be pretty uncomfortable. Not sleeping.
You can have that on on Disney's Voyage to Mars, they have a simulator which actually explains it to. Yeah, you feel it, but it's not.
It's like
not
falling asleep
like,
on a roller coaster. It's not unlikely to happen. Hey, it's Sarah.
エイミー、ほんまに遅れてるわ。はい、頑張ります。プログラム2。シーリア、参加でスタンバイ。来るぞ。東郷軍エースパイロット、シルビー・ジーナ中尉の正体、フェアリーリーダーによる見事な。
Fairy Squadron.
Unlike Pixie Squadron.
Yep.
He got up for a moron.
I don't know. The joke in my head was like, yes, I got permission. I will say nothing in the actual Macross timeline contradicts the possibility of Marduk existing.
No.
They could still be out there.
Well, the thing is that they haven't been, unless they come from outside the galaxy. Well, I guess you keep finding things in this galaxy, so you follow the Varjo.
Yeah, we haven't gone the entire galaxy. We're still, finding planets and settling down. Hell, that's what Macross 30th is about. How rich you can be if you find a planet that you can settle on. Sell the rights to settle. Couldn't help but notice that Centrati ship in the UN Spacey fleet. I do love the movie theater that comes with recliners.
東郷軍は地球圏の象徴でなければならん。それが信じられなくなったら我々は終わりだよ。
Those were Centrati giants in the background, right? I didn't lose perspective.
I didn't notice. Could be. Oh, that's a skirt that'll make a clown happy.
Or the men in the audience.
The music is okay. The one I really like is the OP.
Again, I'm gonna have to wait until I can watch it again on my own to pick that up. I'm gonna imagine this is gonna be the one show that doesn't have my boyfriend as pilot.
Yeah, probably.
Could have, just isn't going to for some reason. I at least appreciate that aspect. That they have emulators which sing specifically for war, so that when they listen to Earth broadcasts and it's just all music, this is fucking war species, we're gonna have a hard time fighting them.
Yeah. Like I said, culture clash. They sing things differently because they're different people.
Yes, this is specifically the love song.
Those are huge eyes. I love all the big jackets everybody wears in this series, like
Wendy
huge
Ryder.
jackets.
完成させたばかりのニューモデルメタルサイレン
And of course, Sylvie.
パイロットはシルビー・ジーナ注意
See, put that together with all the faux future tech. Suddenly, she has instant clothes change technology. That's why we don't have tablets yet. We spent all our money on instant clothes change technology.
Oh, holograms, really?
It's not a hologram. Her actual clothes changed.
Yeah, because I think the actually is that the what she was wearing in the concert was a hologram, and that got dispelled, and that's
not
what she was wearing. Yeah, they're Centronic. I mean, they're part of the military. They're almost all the ships are Centronic.
I'm not questioning why they're there. I just pointed out, oh, those Centronic giants. And he said, I didn't see them.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that's them.
歌えるさイシタルいつか君の歌を聴かせてくれよ
歌いたいラブソングをマルドゥークに帰ってみんなに聴かせたい
Except that's just going to get them pumped up for war. You know what singing does.
何なの
何どうしたの
しっかり捕まってて
Also, the irony of that. If this was going to be the next thing after Macross, SDF Macross, where singing solves the problem, well, this is a people that if you sing to them, that drives them to war. So silence is the answer. No, it's emulator. The emulators sing to get their spirits up for fighting. So they're going to hear you singing. It's going to inspire them to sing more. Not to sing more, to fight more. So the answer here is literally silence.
絶対特ダネをものにしますよ
響軍の花を明かしてやれ軍としてはまだことを表沙汰にするわけにはいかんネクスタイ頼む
了解
Oh, I forgot that she was the singer for a second. I'm like, why are you panicking? Inspiration for the jamming birds.
イシタル君はマッシュのところで待っていてくれ
いいえ私も行きます
ダメだ
シルビーたちは私のために襲われたのです私がマルドゥークをペプを説得します
Probably would be easier if you had your control bracelet still.
私たちは戦ってはいけないマルドゥークのみんなに地球のことを地球の歌を伝えたらこの戦いを止められるかも
戦いを止める
私をマルドゥークに
俺のレポートがこの戦争を止める
Still in reporter mode.
よーし
Never left reporter mode.
I mean, it is this one thing, right?
Ace pilot. Just let him walk up and grab you.
さあすぐに殺す気はないようだけどあれはこのままなすすべなしか
シルビー待たせたな
ネックス
He's not gonna let me take your girlfriend away.
I'm sorry, before when I was calling him an asshole, I didn't realize Nex was the guy with the hair swoosh.
Yeah.
始まったネックスたちだもらった
So I just really hate the bright white flashing when especially when it's the only thing on screen.
シルビー大丈夫かああ助けに来てやったぜ
はやめなさい。
ルバータスタンフマーナイデザンバルミアイヌルアタクト
イシュターイミレーターミウォームカルキンオンバーグデカウセアデオークデザンバルフォルツノート
Remove your useful advice and get out of here.
ではエクサイミレーターオンバーグイヌルアイシュター
Well, not for nothing, Exodol 2.0 looks a little cooler than current Exodol does.
何をするつもりなの、響き。
特ダネ持って帰ってくる必ず期待しててくれ
響き、死ぬ気なの？
Once again, which one of us is the one that just flew there and let two guys grab her?
あなたの気を借りるわ。
Yeah.
隊長、何をするんです？悪いわね。隊長。
これがマルドゥーク
Okay. For apparently being the big bad, he has done surprisingly little for 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, he showed up in one attack and had
Yeah.
a conversation. By the way, since I mentioned Exodol real quick, something else I wanted to mention 2 episodes back I forgot. Exodol says that he got a communication from Lady M in the Delta movie because the communications officer on the Mega Road shares DNA with him. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Does that mean that our Exodol is a clone?
Which
could mean that tiny little red Exodol is still the main Exodol and he's on the Mega Road, and this Exodol, movie Exodol,
it's just
a clone Exodol?
Yeah. Could be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What the
Although
fuck
how
does
the
that
DNA
mean?
DNA imprint would just, I guess, DNA wouldn't work to communicate. It would only work. Oh, this is the. Well, actually, no. It would be like an ID.
He
right?
says that Lady M sent the communication straight to his brain. So whatever they're doing, that's what's going on. And he said that only worked because the communications officer on the Mega Road has the same DNA as him. So that's like the only thing that makes sense to me is clone, but I went back over the scene multiple times trying to look for clues, and there was no clues to be had.
Yeah.
It's just something he says. It's kind of funny that they use the Centrati as soldiers, but they use them in their myclone forms.
I think they're using them in their full-size forms.
Then why is all their hallways human-sized?
Because the Marduk are human-sized.
Then where are they keeping the Centrati?
Those pods.
Those pods that are in a human-sized area.
Oh, it looks like a pretty big area.
No, because we can see the Valkyrie flying through it, and the pods aren't the size of the Valkyrie.
We'll have to wait for the episode to see if that's clear or not.
Also, we destroy all the alien civilizations we come across. Except the Centrati. By the way, what does the Centrati do again? Oh, that's right. They destroy all the alien civilizations they come across. So how's this working out? You find them,
well, the Centrati
they try to kill you.
The Centrati were supposed to stay away from my clones.
No, again, we already argued about
those.
this, so if it's just going to be a point that we continue to disagree about, so be it. But when we get the conversation with Gelgog, he shows that them wiping out my clone planets, the idea was that they're not supposed to communicate with my clones, because communicating with them is contamination. But they still go to the planets and they wipe them out. That's the video we saw from the Gelgog conversation. By the way, I don't remember if I'm saying his name right. The bald guy who was in control of the super fleet. Which apparently is also not even a normal-sized fleet for the Centrati. Apparently it's just the biggest one. And I think we took it for granted that all Centrati fleets are going to be that size.
It's a 4 million ship fleet, so no.
Well, it's like the 117th Centrati fleet or something like that. So it makes it seem like there's a lot more of them. And not for nothing, there are a ton of rogues and trotty fleets, whatever the fuck that means. I'm saying whatever the fuck
rogue
that
meaning...
means from the aspect that in Macross 7, it seems like rogue fleet just means Centrati we haven't encountered yet, and destroy on sight. Not from the aspect of what it actually means. It seems to be a political thing now.
Yeah.
Or just a racist thing.
That too. So yeah, 3 episodes back to back of Macross 2.
It's very 90s.
Yeah, very much so. Very early 90s. Like the music that I remembered. The story's going on a good clip. I thought it was, that they were not. We got the introduction, we got all the characters, and then we got the explanation of who the Marduk are, that's why I couldn't tell you. It's like, oh no, it's a statement, not a question. You're like, I know, but the statement proves to be wrong because it's going to be explained in the next episode.
Well, that doesn't matter though. Because one, you can't say anything. So it doesn't matter. Yeah. Also, I don't remember the statement being wrong. What statement are you saying was
they
wrong?
Were saying this about the Centrati. Oh, Centrati already experienced culture, so this shouldn't affect them. Blah, blah. It's like,
well, the statement's not wrong, though. The statement's not wrong. The target of the statement might be wrong, but the statement itself isn't wrong. Centrati have experienced this. All this stuff. Everything is still right. It's just not targeting the right target.
I mean, the ones that have come in contact with Earth have experienced culture. Otherwise, the main man attack wouldn't work with the ones that are supposed to be attacking every 10 years. Essentially.
They're not attacking every 10 years. They attacked 10 years ago. The implication isn't they attack every 10 years. They just attacked 10 years ago. Or there was an attack 10 years ago. I don't know if it's still the same people.
Yeah, and the Ming-Man attack worked on them. But, by the way, we do get the Ming-Man attack. I think in Delta gets mentioned as well, the Ming-Man attack.
Well, that's just the general term for using culture against the Centrati.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a specific thing. It just seems like, use music against them. You mean the Minmay attack? Yes, use music against them. I still think my plan would work better.
Of course it would.
Well, why wouldn't it?
Fair enough.
Also, porn typically has a soundtrack. That's why we all know when I say porn soundtrack, everyone's going to make the same noise in their head. So,
which is very 70s.
Yeah. Well, I keep talking about the mustaches too, so it just seems to me that it would work better. Like, it would be in your face and more direct. Music is all about interpretation. These are guys that have not seen women in forever.
Although they are used to the emulators being women, and I was like, oh yeah, these are.
Yeah, but they're only listening to them. They're not looking at them. So the fact that they're barely dressed. Also, those are Marduk. The Marduk are the ones seeing the women. The Centrati are just being piped the vocals, which, whatever. I don't know why all the men are dressed and the emulators are almost naked.
Well, you know why. Fan service.
Yeah, I'm talking about in universe.
Oh, universe. Oh, sure.
I mean, predominantly, it seems like the emulators are also in a room by themselves with nobody to see them, so...
Oh, machinery of control, I guess, to push the music out.
And you said you thought the pace was going pretty well. I would argue that I think this show so far can be half the length that it is.
I mean, yeah. You can contract 2 of those episodes into one instead of having 3 episodes. I think the issue was I think they were thinking this was going to be a full series.
Sorry. I said half the length it is. I meant to say 4 episodes. I feel like this could be a 4-episode thing. And I said
4 episodes.
When I said half the length, that implies it could have been 3 episodes. I'm saying this could have been 4 episodes because I feel like there's a lot of slower or repetitious content here in these episodes. So if you removed it, you'd probably remove at least 2 episodes worth of it.
And so it would be 2 episodes instead of 3, essentially.
No. I said no. I think you confused what I said. I didn't say remove 4 episodes. I said it could be 4 episodes.
Oh, total. But
yeah,
I was thinking about these 3 episodes, compressing them into 2.
No, I'm talking about in total. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in the back half, but I'm assuming that if the back half is going to be as paced as the first half, that we probably can get rid of 2 episodes worth of content, speed up the pacing a bit.
And like I was trying to say before, I think this was meant to be a full series, 20, 30 some episodes, but I guess they didn't have the budget. It's like, okay, we'll just do an OVA, you know. It didn't pick up, right? The idea was like, this is not so popular, so OVA it is, right?
Well, I mean, the idea that they made 4 episodes without any indication, or 6 episodes without an indication they could get a full series, just reads to the way that SDF Macross wanted to be, 50-something, 60 episodes, then got cut down to 26, and then
30,
got up
ended
to
up with
40-something. Whatever.
30-something.
My problem is I got
36.
the same story, apparently, from Space Battleship Yamato's original series. Had the same problem. They wanted more episodes, and they got cut back to less, and then so they had to rush through the pacing of the show.
It happened in Gundam too. It happened in Gundam too.
Well, Gundam just got canceled at some point.
And then it got reinstated, and they did the last episode.
No. Gundam had a longer story they wanted to tell, and then they got canceled close to the end, and they were able to finish telling the story they wanted to tell. That's why it speeds up towards the end. It's not the same, because Space Battleship Yamato from 1974 and SDF Macross have basically the same story, that they wanted to tell a longer story, got canceled, or not canceled. Well, they didn't get the amount of episodes that they wanted, got cut back, and then got a couple of extra episodes. So that's why Space Battleship Yamato has such a weird pacing, because they didn't know exactly where to go. Also, they were making it up as they went along. So,
which it's very interesting also that when Studio Nue got back into it with Mac Plus and Mac 7, Mac Plus was the higher budget stuff, but at least in Japan it wasn't as popular. It's most popular overseas, so it's deemed a flop. But Mac 7 is seen as a huge hit, which is what really kept the franchise going. Regardless of how I feel about Mac 7, those are the absolute facts of the situation, and I'm not going to deny them.
I wish I could remember what the name of that poll was. I brought it up when we finished, I think, Frontier, and we were doing the rankings. The Ultimate Macross poll from NHK 2019. Yeah. Top productions
I'm not talking about
was Macross Frontier is the number 1. Do You Remember Love, number 2. Macross 7 is number 3. Sorry, what were we comparing it against?
Macross Plus and Mac 7. But I'm talking when they came out. Well,
it doesn't matter. We don't have any poll from back then. Well, it doesn't matter. It's information we aren't privy to. All we can do is the information we do have, which is this poll. Macross 7 was number 3. Macross Plus is number 7. Obviously, Macross 2 is not on this list. Of 16 things, Macross 2 is not one of them. Oh, no, never mind. It is. Macross 2 is number 13. So Macross 7 is number 3, Macross Plus is number 7, and Macross 2 is number 13. Also, sadly, I mentioned this last time, Macross 0, which was my favorite back at the time when I was bringing this up, is number 11. Only 2 above Macross 2. I guess 2019 is before Absolute Live came out, because that's not on here. Only the first Macross Delta movie is, which is number 9, by the way. So technically, Do You Remember Love is the number 1 movie. Wings of Goodbye is the number 2 movie. Macross Plus Movie Edition is number 3. I said that right. Yeah, 3. Passionate Walk Here, the first Delta movie, is number 4. And the number 5 movie is False Songstress, which is the wrong order for me. No, never mind. That's right. Wings of Goodbye was movie 2. That's right. I got confused. False Songstress is the first movie, which is the lesser movie in my mind. Which means that then, in that ordering, Macross Frontier is the number 1 show, Macross 7 is the number 2 show, SDF Macross is the number 3 show, Macross Delta is number 4, and there's only 4 shows. Oh, sorry, Macross Plus is listed as an OVA, so I'll count that as a show. So Macross Plus is the number 5 show. The number 3 movie, the number 5 show.
I wasn't wrong.
What?
Technically speaking. That Mac Plus it's almost always under Mac 7.
Well, I wasn't trying to prove you wrong. I just remembered that this was a thing I referenced before, so we could actually just talk with facts instead of guessing. Like, obviously, we're going to do our own thing, but our own thing is only going to be representative of us and our community, not the however many subscribers, or not, I guess they would technically be subscribers, NHK has.
Yeah.
It occurred to me that NHK is a TV station, so subscribers, well, maybe, technically, they could be counted as subscribers. Then again, to be fair, of the top 50 Macross characters, Basara Neki is number 2, right under Cheryl Name, and yet also right above Ranka Lee, which is also a reverse ordering that I would do. I would say Ranka is better than Cheryl.
I would say Cheryl is better than Ranka.
Well, to be fair, the writers of the show put Cheryl in a coma and kept Ranka around to do voice acting work, so clearly someone is agreeing with me. Also, not for nothing, but Cheryl's on this list twice in the top 5. Cheryl Name from Macross F is number 1, but Cheryl Name from Wings of Farewell is number 4. Which I would argue,
interesting,
not really different characters. Like, she comes in knowing and having a plan in the movie. Sorry, I keep getting mixed up. That's the Wings of Farewell. Nope, sorry, actually, what I was thinking of was Grace. Grace is the one that changes. There should be 2 different Graces on this list.
No, because Cheryl Name also she knew about the plan up to a point. She knew far more about all the everybody was going on. In fact, that she even by in A Wings of Goodbye. In the TV series, it's just, I'm just I'm an idol. I don't know what Grace is doing, right? But she had more knowledge. In fact, she's the one that info dumps to Alto and Ranka aboard the ship.
Technically, Cheryl is on the list 3 times in the top 20. She's also number 19 in The False Diva, which I guess is just the false songstress. And I'm sure you're going to hate it, but Basara's on the list twice as well.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, he's number 2 and number 35.
Okay.
Macross Dynamite 7 gets its own listing. Oh yeah, remember, this is the one I brought up to you, that there was some sort of editorial thing going on the list. Sharon Apple, number 34, Macross Plus, bracket, full caps, really? Question mark. Or number 26, Hikaru, Super Dimensional Fortress, brackets, finally, exclamation.
I mean, they're allowed to make a comment here and there.
All right, well, I gotta wrap up here, so didn't realize what time it was. Yeah, all right, so I guess that is it for episode 3. So, once again, I have been Theta, this has been Lessons, we've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?